Gardenville this morning. We're talking to Oisin Concannon. Oisin, you run a company called Irish Organic Weedkiller.
That's right, Irish Organic Weedkiller, founded by myself in February 2009 when my wife decided, or she wanted me to go out and get a weed killer that was safe for use around children and pets. So I went to our local hardware and I couldn't find any weed killer that she'd be happy with, so I literally went out and I invented my own. And here we are 2 years later, and we're in the top 5 weed killers in Ireland.
Well, we have to congratulate you on that to start with. And you've brought different types of weed killers to the market. I'm going to get Susan to talk to you now about these weed killers.
Hi, Oisin. I'm delighted, like your wife, to see something that's safe for pets and children. And I presume as soon as it hits the soil, it becomes inert. There's no problems there.
Within 48 hours after spraying, this product has gone out of the ground completely. There's no trace of it left whatsoever. It completely evaporates, and the active ingredient, acetic acid, is a fancy name for highly concentrated vinegar. And then we have sticking agents and surfactants in there. They're basically forms of sugar, water and green dye. All ingredients are 100% natural. It starts to work in 3 hours, and 20 minutes after spraying it's safe for children and pets to re-enter the area. But after 2 days there was no trace of this product left on the ground whatsoever.
And you've been telling me as well, if you get a little bit of drift onto your ordinary plants that you want to preserve, that there's very little problem there.
There's very little problem. This is a contact weed killer, so when you're spraying the weeds you have to saturate them, cover them from root to tip. So if you do get a small bit of drift and it drifts onto a plant, it'll just speckle them. The fact that you haven't saturated them in a weed killer, it won't kill them.
Right, it's just like as though you'd watered in the sun and you get a bit of burn on the leaves. That's the same effect.
Same principle.
And I notice as well you have a weed wipe here that you can actually run along the ground.
This is the weed ball, and we're the agents in Ireland and the UK for them. Basically, you fill up the handle with weed killer, and you soak the head in a bucket of water just to soften the sponge, twist it to on, and you roll the weed killer in along the edges of paths and patios or along the top of curbs. It saves you carrying a knapsack sprayer of 20 kilos on your back. It's a very innovative idea.
And it's also much more accurate as well, just to get along that line
the weed killer will go exactly where you want it to go, and there's no drift, so it can be used on a windy day also.
Brilliant. Now the other product you're showing us is the path and patio cleaner here, which again is organic.
100% natural. It's a friendly bacteria that actually eats dirt. It's a probiotic bacteria. So you mix it up with water, you scrub it in onto any hard surface, leave it for about half an hour and rinse it off, and it'll wash all the dirt away.
I think that's terrific. So, and your contact details if anyone wants to?
Our website is www.owk.ie, and we're based in Clare, Galway, County Galway, and our telephone number is 091 739962.
Can I just ask you there, Oisin, before we finish up, your packaging here is all made in where in Ireland?
The concentrate packaging is sourced in Dublin, and the ready-to-use packaging, the 1 litre and 3 litre, is actually made up in a Clear Plastics in Sligo.
Great. Another connection with recycling, etc. Yeah.
All recycled plastic. The formula is made in Athlone to our specifications, shipped to us in Galway, where we bottle and label it in Galway. So everything is sourced in Ireland.
Terrific. Well, Oisin Concannon from Irish Organic Weedkiller, thank you for talking to us at gardenville.tv this morning.